Welcome to HBCU Her Voice, a place where we celebrate the powerful voices and stories of remarkable women from historically Black colleges and universities. I'm your host, Candace Washington, a proud HBCU graduate myself. I'm thrilled to bring you this platform dedicated to amplifying the voice of our community. We dive into inspiring stories of resilience, success, and the incredible impact these women are making in the world. From trailblazing entrepreneurs to innovative leaders, we bring you the stories that matter, showcasing how HBCU experiences shape paths and fuel passions. We'll explore challenges, victories, and wisdom. Whether you're an HBCU alum, a student, faculty member, supporter, or simply someone who believes in the power of diverse voices, we are so glad to have you. So listen up as we share insights, celebrate achievements, and uplift our community. Together, we can inspire the next generation of leaders and ensure our voices are heard loud and clear. A grand welcome to HBCU Her Voice. A grand welcome to HBCU Her Voice. It's your fabulous host, Candace Washington, streaming from none other than Houston, Texas, H-Town, baby, right here in the building. And guess what? We are back in effect with this podcast. Y'all been showing out like y'all normally do, and I definitely miss being in the place. And I already know, based on our journey getting here today, this is going to be a good interview. She's going to come to the stage, tell us her name, where she's streaming from, which HBCU she's repping. We're going to get her HBCU story. Without any further waiting time, here's this very fabulous guest for today.
Hey, guys. My name is Candace Joseph. I am hailing from Houston, Texas. I am the CEO of the Joseph Consulting Firm, and I am the proud graduate of Prairie View A&M University.
Come on, H-Town and PV. You know what I'm saying? In the building, doing it how we do. Listen. I told y'all, don't be fighting me because it's been a war of schools. It's been Howard versus PV this round. And I have not been, biased. And these who showed up. So if you don't see your school here, like I said on this round, well, show up and rep your school. But come on in here, PV, and tell me how you ended up at that illustrious institution and give me some fun memories of being there at the Hill at Prairie View A&M University.
Honestly, it was one of those things where I wanted to be far away from home, but close enough to be close. So in my senior year, my best friend, she had told me that she was applying for all these colleges, and me running down the list thinking I'm applying for the same college as she did. She applied for Prairie View. I applied for Texas Southern. And then she was like, well, hey, I thought we were going to college together. And I was like, oh, yeah. So then she applied for Texas Southern, and I applied for Prairie View. And we flipped a coin, and we was like, yeah, that's cool because it's close enough to be close, but it's far enough to be far away. Prairie View was one of those places where, community really held tight. Being, local Houstonian, growing up in Third Ward, community is everything, right? So to go to a small HBCU where community was everything was one of those things that it was priceless. From our pledging days, Pledge of Sigma Gamma Rho, Delta Alpha chapter, shout out, to even sit in the library and studying at midnight. It was just an amazing time. Of course, you love the party atmosphere, but I really love the courses. I really love the professors. They really made it, they made it open for us to ask questions and give us real world problems to solve. It wasn't all theory and philosophy. So that's one of the reasons why I love Prairie View A&M University.
Look at it and slowed it down at the end, talking about Prairie View A&M. She done put a little, put some respect on it type
That's
thing.
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, I see what's going. Look, I see what's going on here. Okay, you know what? I gotta go ahead and give it to you guys. You have showed out. I mean, I'm from Houston, and I went to Houston Tillerson University in Austin, so I went up the road. And similar to you, like I needed to be my old shelter self. I needed to be a little bit further away than Prairie View because I would have been at home every other day. We have family that's my grandfather's entire lineage is from Hempstead, Texas. So I was in Hempstead, Texas growing up multiple times in a month. So I was always in the PV area. So that was like not far to me. They say you got to go a little bit further because baby, you got to grow up a little bit, and we got to give you that space to really grow. Because I'm telling you, if I had been at PV, I'd have been right up to 90 every couple of 2 3 days, and not really getting an opportunity to grow. So shout out to your school. I want to tell you that when I created this space in this podcast, and I see you guys on the other side of the screen, you don't know how much great pride it brings me to see us. I'm serious. They know I love this place, and I treat it like that because we need a place to amplify our schools, our stories, and be very prideful, because those institutions create a place of community for us that we still talk about umpteen decades later, and it still feels real fresh and bubbly,
Yeah.
when you talk about it. So this is really why this place exists. And I did hear her say that she was from Third Ward, Texas. She said she's from the Trey.
That's
Uh
right.
huh. See,
That's
I'm a North
right.
Side aficionado. I'm Acres home, but I went to church in Third Ward for most of my childhood, right there on Scott and 2M Street, Boynton Chapel. So Third Ward is definitely a historic
Hmm.
place to those that are watching it, not from my area, that really brings community. So
Yeah.
Candace Joseph. Now Candace Joseph is no longer at PV, but she does run the Joseph Consulting Firm and has done a lot of great things. But I want to really talk about her journey and stepping into Candace, because when I asked Candace, I said, well, Candace, what was one of these things that really challenged you? And Candace said something that so many of us say, and I've heard here in other places. She said imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
She said imposter syndrome showed up more than success would. And that was that dynamic that she operated in. Tell me about that walk with imposter syndrome, and where you are with that in evolving into really who Candace Joseph is. Because you got to kick that imposter syndrome now to really step and shine into this lady that we see. I want you to tell me about your walk with that.
Oh, you know, at first I just thought maybe I had a shy personality, right? I didn't know how to take accolades. I didn't know how to take congratulations, right? Because I just saw it as me doing what I do normally. I didn't think anything was special about it. I just thought that everything I did, I am community driven. I believe in the word yes. Um, I just want to complete things. So when dealing with imposter syndrome, I didn't know that that's what it was actually called until a lot later. When I look back on, high school years, college years, I think parts of it was that was really part of reason why I never really stood forward in a lot of things. I think I did a lot of stuff just to get by, but not enough to be like, it's okay to toot your own horn. It's okay to show people that you have a brain. It's okay to show that you're intelligent and you're quirky and you're a little eclectic. It's okay to show those things, those sides of you. So I think it took years. Therapy was a great help. And then having great people around me that told me that's what it was. I just thought that I was just a person that was like, I don't know how to say thank you when someone says congratulations or hey, you really did a great job, and it was like, oh, okay. So I didn't know how to step into that light without, you know, uh, just I didn't want. I guess my thing was I wasn't sure about how to do that and not stay humble, right? So I had to learn that piece. Like, how do you stay humble and someone says you're great and you're winning awards and people want to put you on magazine covers? How do you do that? People want to interview you. They want to have a think tank with you. How do you do that and be like, okay, So I had to learn how to go through the breakthrough, which were some different exercises that I did with my therapist that now I do with clients that come through my door that have imposter syndrome.
So, congratulations, Candace, on being an expert, a think tank facilitator, being on covers of magazines, doing all the things, being an expert, showing up on podcasts, doing it like Candace Johnson. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I just try every day to be the best version of myself than I was the day before. And a lot of times I just do things for the love of it. I love business. I love marketing. I love PR. I love it. And so for me, it doesn't appear to be work. So when people thank you for work or give you a pat on your back for work, it's kind of like, for the work that you love, it's like, well, okay, I get it, but I never saw what was so great about me. I just know I wanted to do things, and I was operating in the word yes. Someone says they need a website, yes. Someone says they need a marketing strategy, yes. Someone says they need a host, yes. Like, what do you need? Like, I am here, truly in servitude, you know. So someone tells me I'm great about something that I'm thinking, I'm using the gifts that the universe gave me in order to move forward, gifts that I've cultivated over the years, and I'm just putting it to place. I can't hoard the knowledge. I can't take it with me. You can't hoard all of it for $1. uh we have to be about the good works within our community in order to know how to step forward. That's all I know.
Girl, I
That's all
said
I
on the
know.
spot, we know. Because I was like, congratulations for this, start running down everything. She go, well, thanks, and went right on back into the next segment. So she for real see, I'm gonna tell you on the spot. She did it in real time, y'all. Y'all seen it. Because I ran it down. Hey, look, expert. I ran everything back to her. Congratulations, congratulations. Baby say, oh, okay, well, thanks. That
Thanks.
was what I got.
I just
But I'm gonna
I
say
just look
this.
at it. I am I'm honored though. Like each time, it's like the first time, and people are like, "But you got all these awards." I was like, "You just don't understand. The excitement comes each time that, for one, I accept the greatness. I accepted the challenge to do the work for one, and then someone sees something great out of something that I did, but I can see the impact of what my work did for them.
Sure.
That, like, to me, that's the biggest reward for a client, just to simply smile and say thank you.
I'm gonna receive that because there are definitely what I resonated. You said, "Look, I'm just serving. I'm just putting the
Yeah,
gift back out here, right?"
yeah,
I get that because there are times when people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're so patient. You just give everybody this safe," and they praise me for that. You say you're so patient. You just give everybody this safe place. You make everybody feel comfortable to talk to you, and they
yeah,
tell me all these things, right? But in that same breath, I'm like you. I'm like, well, that's just God given because
yeah.
I'm just truly operating, and it did come with a yes, right? I'm truly operating in the yes. I had to say yes now because I was running for a long time, but it's not my podcast. It's yours. It's your story. Um, and I had to say that. So when I do get when you say that because when people give me accomplishments or read back accomplishments from things that resonated from that, it is sometimes hard to be like, oh well, thank you, thank you, thank you. But I tell people all the time, my life's mantra is you can take all the adjectives away. I am just a servant and forever learner. And those things coming together with that yes, it's
Mhm.
gonna have like that ripple effect. So, you can expect people to say that, but I'm truly operating in that every single day, just being a servant and being a forever learner, coupled with that resilient yes, and things are gonna come. They're just the footwork of it.
Yeah.
So now I'm flipping this back on to Candace. I done told you how I feel, but I'm going back on over here to Candace, okay? Because this is how the podcasts go. I don't know. I don't know if you do, but I'm proud of you. Okay.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
am because I meet so many great high achieving women. And I mean, you guys really be out here kicking butt and getting it done. So for me not to come into the space and offer roses to a woman on the other side of the screen that looks like me, I'm doing myself a disservice. So I don't know what you do with them other folks, congratulations and stuff like that. But you gonna take
Whoop, whoop. I'm gonna raise the
but you
roof.
gonna
Whoop,
take
whoop. I'm gonna
you
raise
gonna
the
take
roof.
see
Thank
that part.
you.
You're gonna take my roses because you know it's coming from a person that's for real on this side, seeing you and understanding why that can be like, hey, it ain't really just nothing. But when you do what you do, Candace, it's
Yeah,
changing things, obviously.
yeah. No,
It
I
is shifting
appreciate that.
atmospheres, obviously.
Good.
People
Thank
want you
you.
around, obviously. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you, because and thank you for my roses. A lot of people don't realize, and I want to give you your props for sitting down, thinking of a concept, putting it together, putting your voice, your strength, your words behind it, your voice behind it, your image behind it, and the love that you have behind it for HBC women like myself to tell their stories and really tell the power behind the story. A lot of times, I think about it all the time when I walk through the grocery store. How many great people am I walking past? How many storytellers am I walking past?
That's
How
good.
many people of history and of future history, history makers am I walking past? I think about that every day.
Sure.
So um, I felt honored in every way to get those flowers to you, but I want to say thank you for putting your strength behind what you love, which is telling stories, because we have to document these stories.
Absolutely.
We have to document them for history and for our future generations. And I want to say thank you for being a part of the history makers. Thank you for being history, actually. Thank you.
And I will
Thank you.
take that, but you guys make it that way. And I tell people this space is very it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
It's a reciprocal pour, because just as much as you guys come and be here and participate in the podcast, like I literally live here filled. Like yesterday I was like, man, I need to roll around on the floor, go run around or do something. I'm just like just like that's how I felt. And I was just like, I run another podcast and I'm very open about this. But and it's just more just centered, just visibility women's. But this one, they was like, well, why run too? I said, this thing here special.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever try to play with me about that. Like, they was like, why not just run it like all women's visibility? And that one serves a purpose. But I want to be very clear in the branding, the connection points, and the things that derive here. This is a very intentional place.
I thank you for that. For
No,
that podcast
look.
as well. I'm tell you why, because I am a woman with a disability. I walk with a cane. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And people don't realize even within that, going through that process, being an entrepreneur, being in a wheelchair for a year, the touch and go with mental illness while working through
Mm,
those challenges and
sure.
starting a company at the same
Sure.
time, and looking at people who every day is staring at you and depending on you. So I definitely understand what that's like. Look, I'm a part of the cane gang. Okay, I'm a part of the cane gang,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I do it with pride, and I stunt with a cane everywhere I go with it. And it's a showpiece, but it's also a conversation opener. But I also like to show people with disabilities that you can go out here. You don't have to be ashamed to walk with that cane. Get that thing blinged
Mm,
out and go on and go ahead on and show it.
wait a minute. Is yours blinged out?
It's crystal. It's like all crystal
Oh, okay.
clear. It's
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's crystal clear. And then I have one that's black and gold with a lion's head. I have one that's all wood. I have one that's an Asian cane with red and black dragons etched all into it. So I have different ones, purple, pink. I got different ones.
So you
So it always,
coordinate with the outfits?
yeah, all the
Oh,
time.
okay. I see what's going on here. I was just I
All
was
the
just trying
time.
to I was just trying to run it, run it how
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
run it. But yeah, okay. I see what's going on here.
yeah,
But girl, let me tell you something. That's a lot of what people will call disabilities.
yeah,
But here's the thing about it. You have turned that into the ability
yeah,
to move and go through things that most people would, and I say this very loosely, and this is not derogatory, that most people would have folded, because here are all these different things I'm trying to build, and I'm in a
yeah,
wheelchair, and I'm
yeah.
trying to keep the mental fortitude
Yep.
to be able to navigate the sides of this.
Yeah.
And we all know that, well, we don't all know, that's very, no, I'm just
Right,
saying,
right,
my
right.
grandfather, like I said, he had a stroke in 2024, and I bring this up kind of regularly, is that during that period, dealing with the doctors, dealing with the insurance, navigating that, baby, you need a whole mental piece of, you need about a cup this
Yeah,
tall just
yeah.
to,
I'm telling you, I get
just
it.
to,
Just a deal. Look, I went through, I think I was angry for about 3 days
yeah,
after the wreck. I was angry for about 3 days. Then it was kind of like, okay, let me regroup. With the current client list I have, let me go ahead and give those to other great entrepreneurs out here that can do the work, that will honor my contracts. I did that. Then
good.
from that, I made a rehab plan for 1 year. They told me it was going to be 3 to 6 months. I said, well, let me just make a plan for a year and really give it a go.
Okay.
They told me I wasn't going to even get out of the wheelchair. So I had therapy 5 times a week, and I decided to make a plan, make a strategy. Took some classes along the way, shadowed some great CEOs on their Zoom calls and things like that. Really tapped into that study plan for myself in order to be a better marketer, PR agent, all around CEO. Like I put myself in CEO timeout while I was rehabbing, and did some additional training and things in order to be better. And then I also formed a team at the same time because I realized, hey, a client can't call me anymore and say, hey, hop on a plane in the next 2 hours. I can't run through the airport anymore. So I had to get a team. But it all shows that if you want something bad enough, no matter what you're going through, you're going to figure out a way to make it happen. You're going to figure it out. And if you have a good support system, even the better, because they're not going to let you fail. They're going to find a way. I think I had spent like 60 grand on rehabbing cash, and my best friends, they took me out to eat because I graduated from the wheelchair to some crutches, and I drove one city block by myself, and we went to a restaurant to celebrate. I gave them a one-page proposal in regards to my company, and I came back from the restroom after it took me a while to get there, but I was determined to get it on my own. When I came back inside, it had checks because some of my friends still carried around checks. They had checks, they had cash, and an envelope for me waiting when I got back and say, "Let's do this company. Let's call it the Joseph Consulting Firm. This is your legacy. This is your baby. This is what you thought of. We will be here to be a part of your team and support you." And they have done that. So you can get through anything and really come out on the other side kind of shining. And the thing about it was, I just wanted to do it. I had failed so many times in
Sure.
business.
Sure.
I had failed so many times. I just wanted to do it and achieve it. And I took my time to really structure it the way it should have been structured in the beginning, and it wasn't during that year. And it took off. Like we did a 5-year plan in 2.5 years. And it's just been a really great ride. What can I say?
And I think it's interesting because who would have thought that after that, like after the car accident and all that, is when the pivot would come, like for the business and be sure. It's kind of interesting how life, really works to see it happen like at that point when you had to fight so much personal stuff just to keep going. And then here's the
Mhm.
business. But one of the things that stuck, I mean, first off, your friends are dope. I mean, like, so look, them the kind of friends I'm supposed to be having because that's a dope friend group that
Yeah.
they stood with you and say, hey, let's put these coins together. Don't you take them folks for granted, not Candace Joseph. You
Yeah.
you better count your blessings and count them to be, some God sent people because it's a lot of people
Oh yeah.
that,
And
that
look,
don't have.
they were my sorority sisters. They were my sorors at Sigma Gamma Rho, and they were also, Prairie View graduates as well. And they came in and they brought their expertise to the game. They brought their human resource experience. They brought their, payroll and accounts payable experience to the table. They brought that management piece to the table where we were helping people set goals and think of, education strategy plans within themselves. Yeah, you want to start a business, but you got to have some knowledge. You're not going to be able to do everything. You're going to have to outsource it, but you got to know what these financial records mean when you see them from your accountant every month. So it's just one of those things where I have to say I'm very proud of what we've created. And I just wrote it on a one sheet of paper. Like you don't have to have a 25-page business plan to get started. I wrote it on one page, double
Mm-hmm.
space type font 10,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in a word processing application, and printed
Yeah.
it out and handed it to my friends. Like it was the best thing. And then from there, what we did as a company, we would find other companies that were small and struggling and trying to really get off the ground, and we would all pool and invest in them. So it was just one of those trains that we've kept going for all these years, where we'll help a company, we'll come in and we'll run their whole company for about 6 months. and help them get to a profit stage and a growth stage, or if that's they already started, we get them to a growth stage, and we just invest whatever we need. We use all our talents. We're all each other's guinea pigs because everybody that's on my team, they're entrepreneur. They got their own lane, their own brand, their own thing. We just formed a house. You know what I mean? We formed a house, and we all brought our game to the table, and we just out here playing and working in a space of completion and saying yes, we can help somebody. That was my thing. I was like, okay, if the university fit for me to walk again in a certain
Mm,
capacity, I'm going to spend the rest of
mm.
my life serving entrepreneurs. And it doesn't matter. It don't matter if you're a pastor or a stripper. We're going to get to it. Let's go. Let's get to the money. Yeah, let's do it. Like this. Yeah, that's who I am.
See, yeah, see, I
Yeah.
like you because you got a little range of
Yeah.
I got a little range of folks
Yeah.
that we interact with on a daily basis. It keep me textured in the game, but I love you know
It's
I
being
love
honest.
that.
Like,
But
strippers are business and churches are business. So
oh,
we have to be real about that.
oh,
So, I mean,
oh,
business is
look,
business.
tread lightly. They gonna be here to talk about they gonna comment on that part there.
Let
But
them
it's real
let
life.
them
It
be in
is.
that comment.
It
Let
is.
them be in the comments
Yeah,
because it's
it's
absolute
real life.
truth.
It's real
It's
life.
the truth. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a musical artist, a poet, a writer. It doesn't matter if it's a DJ. All of these are businesses. And a lot of times we think of it, if it's not in a corporate structure,
Sure.
it's small business. No, it's a lot of people out here that operate locally that have a global brand.
Sure.
So I just love entrepreneurship. I just do. I just think that everybody should at least try it at least once. If you don't know what you want to do, multi-level marketing is there. I'm not saying stay there, but you can start there. It teach you about sales. It teach you how to cold call. It teaches you really about the warm-up game to even being able to have someone take that time out. It teaches you the art of small talk. Like, it's so many things that entrepreneurship teaches. It's just brilliant. I love it.
Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you about this because, you had to be, in order to grow, you had to be visible, but you were visible in times that were sometimes uncertain. And I think that plays a part in many entrepreneurs I talk to because they don't know exactly what's going on. So they'll go ghost for, when I say ghost, I mean, baby, where you ain't said nothing, you ain't advertised, we ain't synced, look like, oh, we ain't synced you, we ain't seen you, we ain't done any of that. So sometimes, like in the growth phase, when you're growing, and I don't know, it's uncertain. I'm learning so many things. Some business owners have the propensity. I mean, they recluse.
Yeah.
So talk about that and how someone can be helped through that, because I see that so often. And then they come back and they have to start building the momentum up all over again when they went ghost on us for 3-4 months. We don't know what happened. I'm just saying.
This is the thing. Um, I was one of those people. I was a ghost. Okay, I was the ghost of my company. People had heard of my company, never saw a face. Truthfully, when I first started in business, I didn't even want to be a CEO of my company. I wanted to be the marketing director, somebody in the background, and but then I had to think about the mission and what we stand for and be that face to be out there. The thing about it is, you could be doing great works within the community, but people should still know, even if it's something where you schedule out the post. If you don't want to be seen every day, schedule something out there. Or you could go about it different ways. Write an article in a magazine. I mean, you don't have to be seen publicly anywhere. Or lend your expertise to another brand and partner with them, and y'all come up with something together. I think that visibility is key, but it's not all social media. It's not all on our television screens. It is definitely in different places that you can be seen, you can be known. If you pull back in a way that's productive, where people are still seeing your name visible. It can still be visible even if you're not seen. So I encourage every entrepreneur, don't start and stop. Pass the torch. If you are in a position where you want to work for a certain period, or all of that, don't do it all yourself. Get you a team, because the thing about it is, if you say you want to take a sabbatical, your team member can pick up the baton and run. Anybody on your team should be able to talk about your company inside and out as if it's their company. So train your replacement. If you know you got to take a step back, train your replacement. I'm in a position now where I am training my replacement. because I know in the future I want to do more of the philanthropy role out here, still keeping the name not alive, but I want someone else to run the day-to-day operations of my firm. That's where I am in my growth stage over the next 5 years. I want someone to take over the Joseph Consulting Firm while I endeavor in other things. So you always have to train your replacement in case anytime you need a break, here's someone else picking up the torch. But it's different ways that you can go about taking a break and still keep your name out there. You know, podcast interviews are one. Sometimes every now and then throw up a billboard with your face in your website. You know what I mean? Keep it in folks' mind. It's a different way that you can go about that, and definitely pass on your knowledge. Don't hoard it to
Mm.
yourself. Even if you're gonna go ghost for a little bit, pass on the knowledge or go and volunteer within your community where your name is still going, but at the same time you're still keeping that heart about you when it comes to your business. You're still keeping that love and that flame alive. So that way you don't have to build the flame back up. It's already there. Only
You
thing
go.
now you're gonna add to your toolbox. You're just gonna add to your toolbox. That's what you want to be able to do.
I love that because it touches on, a variety of show up spaces because I think some people
Yeah.
just get so overwhelmed on social media. Like, I don't want to post 2 and 3 times a day. I don't want to do this and that. So there are other places, and I'm telling them too, like, and community is also big for me. Like, I love to show up, at the food bank or, at the Eggleston Chambers of Commerce, different places.
Yeah.
Because number one, I mean, that's literally what I love to do. That's literally rooted in me. So just to show up and then people, attribute that warmth and they're like, oh, what else do you do? Or, what else? And I'm just literally showing up and being myself and doing the community stuff that I've literally done all of my life. And that will always be an extension of my brand and showing up in a way that it's like this everywhere I go. Like, you're going to get this type of love everywhere because, like, it's just who I am. Like, you're gonna have to take it or not, but really showing up in that light and making people feel like it's okay to be you. I think it's a great segue to what I wanted to ask you because one of the things you said, I don't just teach people how to market, me either. You said you teach them how to own their story.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. Why is that so important? I know why it is for me, but I want you to touch on that, not just marketing, but owning that story.
You're a part of history. You're a part of history. uh it doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter your field, your profession. It doesn't matter how big or how small you think your company is. You are a part of history. You're a part of the lane that makes entrepreneurship what it is. You're a part of commerce. You're a part of that. All those things that we learned in economics class, you are a part of that by being an entrepreneur, by being someone within the space. Nobody can tell your story better than you. That's first of all. It doesn't matter, nobody can tell it better than you. Um, and you have to be okay with being all right with owning your story, with sitting within it. Sometimes I sit and I really think about what it means to um, walk in the shoes that I walk in every day, that I've been privileged to do so. Like I walk in it, I sit in it, and I stand in it as well. And I can be okay with telling people my story. We are a part of history. We talk about all these great people that invented the elevator, that invented the original GPS signal. All these people were African Americans. They were. And a lot of them went to HBCUs. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter if you come up with a clothing brand. It does not matter if you come up with a faster way to do hair. It doesn't matter. You are a part of the progression of this company. You are a part of the progressive system that we have created. So tap into it. Tell someone about it. Teach someone about it. Teach the next generation what you do because they can figure out a way to do it faster. And it just keeps going on and on. Be a part of history because that's what you are. The minute you create that LLC, you're right up there with the Rockefellers and all of those people as well. You are in the same books that they're in. You're a part of the Library of Congress, which is history. Like people don't realize that when you get published in a magazine, you're a part of the Library of Congress. All of our records that we put together as far as um, different spaces, different online magazines, all of that is history. Tell your story, and because if not, there's not going to be any story stuff to tell. We have to tell our story.
it's so good. And when I'm committed to telling mine, and then like I'll get to a certain place in life, I was like, oh shoot, some unlocked, like a newer experience will kind of unlock something from the previous part of myself. Like, oh, okay, now that's why I had to go through the old crazy experience. Now I can apply it. I'm like, that person tried me about 2, 3 years ago. Now I know why they had to try me, because now when I got this situation, I can navigate and flow through it. But stories, we're forever evolving.
Yeah.
And when you have a place, and I'm trying to do better with this, with documenting certain parts of my story, because that looking back, girl, you you think you know how far you've come, but when you really write it down and you for real look back, you got to look at it.
Yeah.
It ain't no guesswork. You got to
Yeah.
look at it and stand in there. So me as a storyteller, me and bringing stories to life, I really resonated with Candace's story, because I'm just so proud that she's doing that and doing it in the way that she's doing it and telling the stories. I want to also say this: lived experience.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it gets tricky with people. Don't sometimes want to let people know what they've been through. And we're not saying get on here and just tell all your just gutter down business. But I can tell you this: when I tell a story from the heart that says this is
Yeah.
how I learned, it's that connects far more than the logo, than anything I really have going
Yeah.
on, because people tend to see themselves in me, and they're like, oh, you were just so brave for sharing that. I'm like, well, I had to evolve to get here. I'm not saying you're gonna wake up in the morning and be like me and just
Yeah.
be this free, but in doing this, I am the freest I've ever been in my near 40 years of life. You hear
Yeah.
me? So I want people to know that that lived experience sometimes is that bridge to someone really seeing you as human. What you think? I'm just yapping, but
Hey, no, you are correct. And the thing about it is that, like me going through the whole thing, car accident, medical
Mhm.
issues, surgeries, all of that, that was a part of the journey. And it was a part of the
Yeah.
journey that really turned, like, just this, I think, got the light bulb going. It flipped the switch
Good.
for me to a point where I had to think differently and how to operate differently. So I tell my story not from a standpoint of victimhood,
Right,
right?
right,
Right, because I don't
right.
believe in victimhood. I don't believe in staying in that space, and I don't want to be identified as the person who went in that had a car wreck. I want to be identified and remember as the person that came in the room with the weird glasses on and a funny cane, and who came in and changed the mood of the company. Like, that's what I want to be known as, the friend of your company. I want to be there from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning journey all the way
Mm-hmm.
through, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why telling the story is important, because people have to have that buy-in. That a lot of times in
That's
marketing
it.
they don't talk about
That's
that.
it.
People got to have that buy-in. We think about all these social media influencers who we've seen grow over the last few years, but we follow their journey. Every time we see an alert from them on a social media app, we're tapping in. Same thing if we get a YouTube notification or a new podcast episode of HBCU.
Uh-huh.
That's
Uh-huh.
you.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Uh-huh. Talk
So
about
yeah, so her voice podcast, like we have to be okay with tapping into that and really being okay with showing our brand, showing our story, helping someone else, and being present every day. Got to be present.
it. I know, and it can get tricky because there's so much heaviness in the world to just really be present. But
Yeah.
you have to be present every single day, and kind of leading, what I said earlier about like my mantra of being a servant and forever learner. When I wake up in the morning, it's that, Sineadra, you're gonna operate in these two things, and that's it, right?
Mm.
You only get the same 24 every day. So
Yeah.
whatever it is, to say Sineadra Washington, 9 times out of 10, if I have to go tonight or tomorrow, 10 years from now, she's gonna leave empty, which
Mm.
means that whatever thou said for today, unless it's some catastrophic, crazy ice storm and lights out or hurricane hard to somebody, because we in
Yeah.
Houston, it's gonna be happening to us,
Yeah.
seem like more than other folks. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. But unless some catastrophic stuff come up, I have to be committed to that and being present in my day, because life is gonna always come, and the tides of life are gonna always try to rage. But if I know that I can operate in those two things that truly make me whole,
Hmm.
coupled with their presence, then I
Yeah.
can really stay committed to this thing. And girl, I be fighting. I saying gonna fight you about your own purpose and stuff now. Why I gotta
You
fight
gotta
you so?
find the beauty, right? Like, you have to be okay with finding the beauty in the day.
Come on,
Like, I don't
come
care if
on,
it's one thing, like, yeah, them people in traffic made you mad, you honking your horn, but man, you got a good playlist.
come on.
You got
I
to
know
do a
mine is
playlist.
bumping. Okay.
Like okay, this doesn't happen. Like I was dealing with earlier with my laptop, Technoshima is what I call it. We're dealing with all of these things, but we have every day you make a choice in how you show up and what how you're gonna handle certain situations. It's all up to you. I just try to find the beauty in the day, and even if it's the beauty of someone else's story,
That's
or the
it.
fact that they say, "Hey, my sales went up 25%," or someone says, "Hey, you really helped me out. I really did great on that podcast interview after going through coaching with you. I absolutely love this." Like, you have to find some beauty in the day. You got to find a win. And even if it's not your win, if it's someone else's win, be happy for their win and find the
Ooh.
beauty in the day. Like, we
You
have to
know
be
what? That's a
happy with that.
girl. That's a big one at the end. You say be happy for somebody else's win
Yes.
because you don't know what
Every
it took for that
day.
person to get to that win. Like you
That's
have no
right.
idea. Like
That's right.
when I'm telling y'all when I tell you this podcast and podcasting over this is like 18 or 16 months now. I
Yeah.
am a changed person. I could have never, no, I mean this, and I say this
Wow.
with all of my heart. I am a changed person. Shanasia Washington cannot go back to who she was before she started hitting play and
Yeah.
started recording these stories. And I mean that. I have had a pre AP course to life. I walk spaces differently because of you guys' stories.
Yeah.
I, and they're like, oh, well, you kind of talk to all kinds of people and do
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
It just
it removes the title, it removes the bias, and I can just see you. And that is something that I can't go pay for. I can't do any of that. And it started with like, well, I'm crazy girl. This thing started right after Hurricane Burl. What's that?
okay, okay.
It's so it's like 24. It was like in 24. It started right after Hurricane Burl. And I
Yeah.
remember I was trying to plan it and I was saying, like, man, the lights and stuff that went out because I had started trying to get things together and then we lost lights for like 8 days.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I understood.
right?
Same
You know
here.
what I'm
I
saying? So
understand.
like I was one of the people that was like the last to really get lights. And I was like, man, them people supposed to be on that thing on Monday and I don't really know what's gonna happen. And I was gonna cancel all them people. So one of my mentors told me, and this lady way in Australia, of all
Yeah.
places, in Australia. She said, if you have lights and you have your laptop, you better hit play. And I'm like, man, it's probably gonna be hot. I'm crazy. It's gonna be hot in here. The air gonna be I got questions. Don't be just telling me just go. What's the conditions of the yes? Be the conditions.
But
I'm like,
sometimes look, when I did my first radio show, I had 5 listeners. And I know 2 of them were my parents. Okay. I don't know who else was listening that first night that I was on the air for radio. And I was like, well, dang, what am I going to talk about? I can't talk about stock tips for 2 hours, even though I know some really good stock tips. I watched the boards, but I had to figure out a flow. Like even within you figure out a flow. And sometimes you just got to take that leap. You take the leap, and if you got good people around you, good advisors, and if you tap into your craft and study your craft, you can really put it together along the way, and it will be absolutely fine. Sometimes you just got to tap into that other part of yourself that's screaming to get out, that
come
you
on.
want to do it. Like sometimes just do it. Like I take people that come come to my office for their first interview, and I take them on the roof and I let them scream their head off for at least 10 minutes. I let them scream, I let them cry, I
Mm-hmm,
let them do all of that
mm-hmm.
because you have to get to the breakthrough in order to get to the greatness. You,
Girl, what
you
people be hearing all this hollering and screaming on top
Oh,
of their
I let them
roof?
know first. I let security know first. I don't just do it.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I'll take them to like a music recording studio where they
Okay.
can go inside of a vocal booth. They can scream and cry and throw a fit and hit the wall as much as they want. Like sometimes people need an outlet, a different outlet in order to see something different, in order to do different, but they have to be okay with letting go and being free. And sometimes we have
Mm.
to create the environment for someone to let go and be free. We have to do that. Yeah, we have to do that.
I
So
love it because you out here doing God's work when you give somebody an opportunity. I'm serious
yeah,
because who
just to let
who gives
go.
you don't get the opportunity just to let go in a place where like we ain't judging you, baby. We have designed this place to be just like this.
That's
So
right. That's
that
right.
alone, that's some
And we don't leave like our company, we don't leave. We don't matter if it doesn't matter to me if you haven't had a service from us in 6 months. If you say you have an event, you having something that you want us to show up to, hey, you got a new office, you want us to come take a tour, we pulling up. Hey, you want to go to hey Candace, you want to go to brunch? Sure. Hey, I want to talk with you about this new internship program I'm doing. Yeah, let's go. And I got some people you can contact in case you need more interns or a way for you to get paid through state agencies. Let's go. Like that's me. Like I can't hoard it for $1. I got to give it away,
come on.
in order to help someone else. You know, uh, we just tap in, but you got to tap in order to be great in business. You got to be tapped in order to be great in anything. You have to kind of tap into yourself and be okay with the fact that you're going to fail. A lot of people have issues with success. They're scared to succeed. That was my story. I was
Mm.
scared to succeed. I didn't understand that I was brilliant. That's why I said imposter syndrome. I didn't know that I was I didn't know I was a brand. I'm out here helping people create brands, and nobody said, "Hey, Candace Joseph, do you realize that you are a brand outside of your firm?" No, I did not.
Well, you a brand, Candace Joseph. Joseph, Miss Joseph.
and
You're a
I am
brand.
and I am okay with that, and I
Okay.
wear it with pride.
Okay, because that's
You
all
know.
you didn't just drop Brandon Magic all up and through
Yeah.
this HBCU Her Voice
Yeah.
podcast, and there
Because
is no
it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if you're alumni of HBCU, you are a part of the fabric. You are a part
uh-oh.
of the
Come
history.
on, come
You're
on.
part of the history. So why not go out there and brand yourself and let people know what HBCU you came from, how to brand yourself, how to get about the business of what you do and spark that greatness. When you walked on to the first day of whatever campus you decided to go to, you felt pride in that. Why not take that same pride every day
Mm.
into your workspace, into your home space, into your religious space? Uh, Take that into those spaces and show up with pride. The same way we put it on our chest to wear it to homecoming, we can do the same thing in our everyday lives and put it on our chest because we are the brand and be great within our greatness and step into it.
Y'all, every time, and y'all know, don't be laughing at me, Candace. Like, anyway, I'm saying, anytime, and this is real life, okay?
Yes.
Anytime in the history of this podcast, and I'm gonna go back and look for every time. Anytime we have technical issues with a podcast, yes, anything happens, it's
Yeah.
always a mic drop episode, okay? It's
Yeah.
always like a bam and to drop the mic. So when she was doing all her tech stuff, I was like, oh, it's gonna be fine. Y'all finna go in there. I came in my kitchen, started putting my baked potato on. I told her, say, who the who, what the crew gonna do when you ready? Because I don't have time for what you ever you going through. Because ain't nobody mad but the devil. You go ahead on and get your tech stuff together, and I'm gonna go put my potato on. And
Look, and it should almost be ready.
that's what we ready. When we get done, because
Yeah.
I really had no doubt about it. I really didn't. It didn't bother me. I didn't think about it even twice.
Yeah.
So I have to tell you, from your journey of resilience, I'm incredibly inspired. I
Yeah.
don't at all take it lightly you being here in this space with me and you sharing at the level that you share. For your footing in community that says, like, look, even if you haven't had a service with us in X number of months, my commitment to show up,
Yes.
that goes beyond the brand, that goes beyond the check, that goes beyond I'm showing
Yeah.
up. And it's not going around like that. You know these H Town streets with all these foreigners coming, it's getting a little slicey and dicey out here. How they move around these streets. We not kind of like that sweet little southern town no more because we got some sharks in the water.
But that's all right. Then that just means that we need to tap more in within all communities to
Come
show
on,
our spaces in all communities. And I do it all the time. It doesn't matter who's having a festival, I'm showing up. If they're having a blanket drive, I'm showing up. They're having a voter registration drive, I'm showing up and I'm bringing some people with me. You show up in all spaces and communities, not just the ones with faces that look like yours, because at the end of the day, we are global citizens. We're global citizens. We're just not where we're from, where we went to school. We just That's not and what
Yeah.
we do, or what we do. Some people only hang around educators because they're educators. Some people only hang around, like with me, I'm in marketing, media, and entertainment. I don't just hang out with that. I hang out with accountants. I hang out with politicians. I hang out with pastors, and I hang out with strippers too. Okay,
And pimp.
we have to look at the world from a different lens. Like we can't just like not see it. And I even hang out with kid entrepreneurs. You will be so surprised in what the youth have coming, because they don't have to break out imposter syndrome. They're just gonna do it, and hey, oh, okay, yeah, I
That's
did that
good.
thing.
That's
They're just gonna do it, and they're gonna come up with a fresher way to do it, a faster way to do it. And they're really tapped into what's trending, what's hot, what's coming out next. So you got to tap into the youth a little bit too. So I
And I'm
just kind of do
trying.
that.
I got an 8-year-old, and he's asked me this summer. He wants to try his hand at something, and I'm like, "Well, Mama's not going to hinder you. We gonna we gonna work it
Yeah.
out. We already know you. Believe it or not, you a lot more bold than me.
Yeah, because they're fearless. Like this generation of kids, they're absolutely positively fearless. I absolutely love it. It really kind of makes my heart sing when I see kids walk up to me and say, "Hey, Miss Joseph, I got this idea," and I'm like, "Hey, let's go for it." Or, "Hey, do you mind checking out my kids' clothing design? Hey, let's go. Let's check it out." Um, I just feel like we should do that, and we should pour our gifts out in any way we can, in any space that we can, and look, just rock it out and do it with pride.
And
Rock it
just
out.
do it with pride. And I
Yeah.
want to touch on this thing from your last segment about being global citizens. And I tell people, my last space in corporate, before I, started building this thing, I left in 2021, but I managed a global team, and it really did change my life. I tell people, those small seeds. So I tell you to look at your story holistically. It really changed me. In a way that like even coming out this clear on this podcast and being able to talk to so many people, I've
Mhm.
seen the world in a lens that I did not see before managing the global team. Some of these were countries in which I had
Yeah.
to go on Google. I literally had to, I'm like, you well, you know, huh? What y'all speak over there? Like for real, and had to go really look it up. But just looking at different cultures, Eastern and Western cultures with their relationship to time, their healing practices, and different things,
Yeah.
it really helped me be grateful about what I've been through, what I've learned, but also just the wide array of different things that exist in our world. And like she say, we're global citizens. And Shanae, y'all already know, Kyle rock and roll. I can't just deal with one set of. They know I can't just deal with just this, and I will go straight up stir crazy if I had to just deal with just business folk or just media folk or just
Yeah.
I have not operated like that in well over 15 years now. So
Well, you have to think about it. You don't want to limit your dollars and your
come
earning
on,
potential,
come
but then
on.
at the same time, you don't want to limit your life experiences as well, because all of that taps into the life experience of who we are
Sure.
and what makes us great. We can't limit ourselves on things because we're fearful of the food, of the culture, of the language. Even if you just know a few phrases, I mean, curse words are acceptable to some. Go
Mhm.
out and learn the language, learn the culture, learn the business side of it, because international business is different, and you have to be okay with speaking in those spaces as well.
I love it. Now we
Yeah.
have to have a clean segment now, Candace Joseph, that just talks about the Joseph Consulting Firm. We have talked about it, of course, integrated throughout this whole entire
Yeah.
interview. But I just want a clean segment so people know where to connect with you. You give us some contact points and just some overarching overviews, basically, and tones of the Joseph Consulting Firm. So I'll go off the screen for you to do that.
All right. Hey guys, the Joseph Consulting Firm is where we help your business, your brand, your nonprofit, from A to Z in all spaces, marketing, promotions. We do a lot of entertainment stuff as well, and spaces in media. We are your go-tos for everything marketing, branding, strategy. We're here like as the entrepreneur's friend. That's really what we are. We're a group of entrepreneurs who are all specialized in our different fields, who come together to make the greatness happen for you. Our motto is very simple: your idea, our plan, your success. And it's just simple as that. You can find us at www.thejosephconsultingfirm.com. You can email us at info@josephconsultingfirm.com. You can find us on all the platforms. And of course, you can tap into Candace Joseph, the CEO, on Instagram at Candace the King on our platforms as well. Look, I said get into business, be bold, strategize your way through everything, but don't take everything so seriously where you forget about yourself along the way. Surround yourself with great people, study your craft, and just know you are worth it. Your brand is worth it. Your dreams are worth it. Your hopes are worth it. And look, give me a call. Let's get started. Let's go.
Now listen, I'm in Houston now, so I'm gonna have to pull up on Candace and see what's going on off of and through this firm. We just in the same city and then connected, and look what we connected at on the HBCU Her Voice podcast. So I'll be
Yep.
telling y'all this is why you got to show up and do it, because how in this big old city you would think I probably would have never met Candace had it not been for something I said yes to. So I'm just telling you guys, when you take that step and you stay in it and you be with it and you're true to it, you never know. You never know. You might see us doing something again. You just never know. Okay,
Right.
I'm just saying. But we met here on the podcast. Now, this is the part in the show we cue also, I guess, for final thoughts. We asked them to give us some great parting words for this space and something that really captures the essence of Candace Joseph. I'll give you your final thoughts and I'll be back to close the show.
All right. Final thoughts. Every day, choose how you want to create impact. Think about the world around you, not just your neighborhood. It's okay to go beyond the scope of even where your imagination can't go. You never know. And look, reach back. Take someone with you. Do it in strength, love, and peace. And rep your HBCU.
Okay, let me throw one more thing on here with your HBC. Okay, then. Listen, listen, Candace, let me tell you something. I sure appreciate you today.
Yes,
You've
ma'am.
helped me. You made this feel natural, and it just felt like we just sit here and have a conversation. Now, had we met at HEB somewhere, what if we just like this? Don't get it twisted, but
Yeah.
hey, we want to make sure that what we create here is meaningful and that it lasts far beyond the time that we spend here. So, to everyone that's out there watching at the HBCU Her podcast land, excuse me, like the folk in church say, I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it, okay? And come on back next time for another amazing woman here on the HBCU Her Voice podcast. Until then, I'm out, but I sure do love you and see you next time.